Hey, how are y'all doing? How are you doing? Listen, I am super psyched. We are here. It's the third day. The third day. Somebody say third day. Honey, listen, I feel God in this place. Just that quick. Just that quick. But you're here on the third day of 5 days of self-love. And y'all, tonight is an incredible lineup. I hope that everybody's been feeling empowered and inspired by the #1 best-selling authors of I Am More Than Enough. I'm telling you, every day the show is getting better. I love how God works because every day I feel like he speaks to me. At first, I thought it was me having lack of sleep, but no, I believe it's God speaking to me and asking me to bring different elements about. And I'm getting so much great feedback from everybody. So I know that you are definitely enjoying everything. Listen, we're going to kick things off because I have Thelana Carey that is hanging out in the green room. Y'all got a green room? Hey, why am I so loud? I don't know. Let's change that. So everybody, I have a green room. No, that doesn't work for me. You're just gonna have to deal with me being loud. So I'm about to bring Thelana Carey here to the virtual stage. Thelana, how are you doing on this?
Oh, how are you? And you have a green room back there.
Yes, honey. But you know what? It's so crazy because I'm like, I've tried to be demure and quiet. And it's just like, why?
Hey, why?
Can we please get it together?
We love you, Tamika. We love you.
Well, I definitely appreciate that because God knows I don't know how to be anything else but that. And so, hi, Janice. We see you hanging out with us. Listen, folks, what I want you to do right now is please take a moment and share this broadcast out. Thank you so much for joining us, but share this out. So, Thelana, I put out the call to have some really amazing women, come to the stage and share some really great music. And so I'm really excited because you've given me permission to share your song, Dear Me. Set this up for us. Talk to us about the song.
So, Dear Me, I'm so excited. First of all, thank you so much. And as I was putting out the call and I was looking at your mission and what you're doing with I Am More Than Enough and this wonderful book that's coming out in this 5 day of self-love, I was looking and I realized that the song Dear Me I wrote for actually my church. We were having a women's conference, a virtual conference online talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. We have been going through so much with this pandemic and just life and women and mothers and all of these things. And so I wrote this song specifically with the heart of a woman in mind. And it's really just talking about really my own personal life, about how I just had to talk to myself. How did I end up getting in some of the situations, places that I found myself in? This is not really what I thought I was going to be, but I realized through the song and through the lyrics, and you'll see in the video, that I could always go to the rock that is higher than I. And so as I learned to depend on the Lord, as I learned to just say, Lord, here I am, and come to him with all of my insecurities, every bit of me, God has always been faithful to show up and take me further and show me how much he loves me.
I love that. I love that. Well, guys, we're not going to belabor the moment. Here we go. Dear Me by Thelana Carey.
Amen.
Dear gotta take a time out. Let your mind get back to where you found God's grace. Hear my cry, oh Lord, I come to the rock that's higher than I. You're the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you, Lord. You are the rock that's higher than I. You're the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you. Dear Lord, oh how your presence keeps me. It pulls me to believe that you are for me and not against me. Dear Lord, I set my eyes on you now. My affections are for you now. You will give me whatever strength I need. Hear my cry, oh Lord, I come to you. To the rock that's higher than I. To the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you, Lord. You are the rock that's higher than I. You're the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you, Lord. You are the rock that's higher than I. Yeah, the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you, Lord. You are the rock that's higher than I. You're the rock that's higher than I come running straight to you. Hear my cry, oh Lord, I come. Hear my cry, oh Lord, I come to
Wow. You have the sweetest smile.
Oh, thank
You have
you.
the sweetest smile. So now you actually released this video in October of
Yes.
2020. So did you somehow shoot that during the pandemic?
I shot it actually in like September-ish, around then. So yeah, so I was shooting it during the pandemic. Yeah,
I love it. I think 2020 brought out a lot of creativity for all of us.
It did. It was so great because I didn't really have a whole lot of people. It was my children and myself, and my fiance that filmed that whole thing, and
I love it.
Together.
But you know what? I feel like 2020 was definitely a year of equalization.
Yes.
So, whereas we're used to people spending tons of money on tons of money on music videos and different things like that. Everybody was shooting with their iPhone and what have you. I want to give a shout out to Shaquan Hoke, who says, love it.
Thank you.
Robin Samples says, beautiful song. We have Ebony, who's giving you a whole bunch of hand claps. Yes, yes, yes. Cassandra, that's our prophetess of the group, and she always makes sure everything is aligned scripturally.
That's right.
Psalm 61 and 2. Ebony, of course, it said, amen, beautiful. So, it definitely has resonated with people, and I really appreciate you just spending a couple minutes with us. I plan to bring you back in March, because March, it's Women's Month. So
yes.
I want us to be able to really delve deep into your ministry, your new book, the women's empowerment group that you founded. And so, we'll be connecting off air. So thank you, Thalana, for your time tonight.
All right. Have a great time. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes, you guys, make sure that you check out Dear Me. Go to Thalana's website by going to thalanacarey.com. Y'all, okay, so listen, 5 days of self-love. This is the third day. We are featuring Alesha Shaw, Charron Monaye, and Clare, who I'm getting ready to call all of them to the stage just so you can get a quick look at who everybody is. Can I just say that this book has some of the most beautiful women part of this project. We have some beautiful women literally from around the world on this project. How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good.
I'm good. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey. Listen, y'all. I told Charron, I was like, I have to make sure that I don't slip into our homegirl stuff, because Charron is the person I call when I'm annoyed or whatever. Everybody needs somebody that they can feel safe with and they can feel vulnerable. And so there have been moments where I'm like, Charron, I'm about to cry. I'm about to go get a cheeseburger. She'll be like, girl, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You're really getting a cheeseburger? And I stress eat. So I stress eat. One day I was like, I'm getting ready to get a cheeseburger. And when she heard me actually order, she was like, she didn't even say it. She was like, this girl really just ordered a cheeseburger. I was
I was shocked. It's 10:30 in the morning and you're really in line getting a whole lunch.
It was a whole Big Mac. I had a whole Big Mac meal.
Yeah, I was confused. I mean, she wasn't stressed after we got off the phone call, but I'm sure she ate everything she ordered.
Killed it. Oh my gosh, killed it, and drank my my orange soda. So I wasn't even playing with it. But I'm really excited that you all are here. Thank you guys so much for being part of the #1 international best-selling project. I am more than enough. So listen, I'm gonna put Charron and Clare. I'm about to send you guys back to the backstage. I'm gonna be bringing you guys on in just a little bit. Alesha, we're getting ready to talk about perfectionism. What in the world? Why do we feel like it's so necessary to be perfect? And I really resonated a lot with your chapter. And so I'm really excited about what it is that you're going to share with us tonight on just empowering us about how to overcome perfection. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, folks, I want you to get ready, hold on to your seats, take some notes. You can go ahead and throw some comments in there. And we're bringing Alesha Shaw to the stage with Overcoming Perfection.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alesha, and I just wanted to just talk to you guys about how I had to overcome the need to be perfect for God to really start moving in my life. Excuse me. So I'm not going to try to get too spiritual on y'all, but I mean, it is what it is if I have to. But so years ago, it was placed on my heart to want to do a blog or some type of content, maybe a YouTube channel, podcast. And I started this little kind of thing on Blogspot, just trying to get my juices flowing. And I kept feeling like, man, the site doesn't look right. I don't have any cute pictures. I can't find the perfect time to write this stuff down. And I kept looking at other people's pages and just looking at YouTube channels and just social media and things like that, and kept feeling like there was no way I was going to create something that was that nice or perfect. So the idea that it had to be perfect hindered me from actually starting the blog. And I kept feeling like it wasn't the perfect time. about 7 years ago, my daughter was 1. She's 8 now, so she was about 1. So I was like, I don't have the time to try to do a blog and then be a new mom and try to figure out how to balance this. I just kept waiting for that perfect time. Well, in waiting for the perfect time, I wasted a good 7 years when I really could have been doing something. Because looking back now, I'm like, wow, that was 7 years ago that I said I wanted to create a blog. And here I am 7 years later, still waiting for the perfect moment, which has yet to come. So I have these group of sisters. We do prayer calls. I call them my prayer sisters. And we were talking about, things that we wanted to do. And one of the things I kept saying, I really wanted to create this blog. I want to do a blog. And I kept bringing it up in our prayer call. So one of them was like, Alesha, you've been talking about this blog thing for how long now? And when you going to do it? Like, what are you doing with the blog? And so by her saying, I'm like, okay, that really put a fire under me, because you can't keep saying you're going to do something and waiting for the perfect opportunity to do it and not have anything done. So, I was like, you know what? She's right. I have to figure out the perfect moment. I have to. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get my old photographer. She's doing some photos. She have already some photos for me. I'm going to figure out how to work this WordPress and try to create this site and get this blog out. Well, I went ahead. I did the pictures. Pictures came out nice. And I still felt like, no, but maybe I should have did my hair a little bit different. When I look at these other pictures on Instagram, and I look at all these pictures on Facebook, it looks like this, but I look like this. And I kept finding everything wrong with me in the picture to not create this blog. Then I go bring up the page, go to WordPress. I can't figure out how to work it. The site wasn't perfect. The site wasn't how I felt like it should be. So I kept saying, you know what? The idea that this has to be perfect is stopping me from progressing. And I have to find a way to get over this idea that this has to be perfect. So talking to one of my sisters again, she was like, write it down, write this stuff down. She said, because it's really hindering you. Write this stuff down. So as I continue to work on the blog and this site, I started just noticing these ideas just popping in my head of how perfection has hindered me in my life. So I would go, and as it was coming in my mind, I was typing it. I would type it up. So one day it was just getting long. I kept noticing that I was typing a lot of things that I realized that perfection had hindered me from school or from growing up, and even being a wife and mother. I kept noticing how perfection kept rearing its ugly head, in my life. And I was like, oh, well, this is pretty good, because this can be my first couple of blog posts, because I'm sure someone can relate to having to deal with being perfect and trying to overcome perfection. So after I finished everything, I set a date, I launched the site, and I start to create, my introduction to the site. And I'm getting ready to just let this thing out there, because I was still nervous about it not being perfect. And I noticed that all these writings I was writing about perfection, I was like, this is not going to be just one post. This is probably going to be about 2 or 3 posts, because I was writing a lot about, my experience with perfection. So lo and behold, I log on to Facebook. Still nervous about launching the site, because it wasn't what I wanted it to be, and it didn't look like everybody else's site. And I see a post that says that someone's looking for women to do an anthology, and she was looking for 15 to 20 women to do an anthology. And I was like, First, I sent it to one of my other prayer sisters, because she likes to write as well. So I sent to her, and then I was like, well, maybe it's something I should look into it too. Talked to my mom about it, and she was like, yeah, go ahead and do it. I'll with it, for the funding, just go ahead and do it. And I started thinking, well, what do I really write about? I jumped on board. I didn't want to miss the opportunity. I was like, what do I really write about? I want to write, but I'm not really sure. Then all of a sudden, I started to realize why God was having me write all those things about perfection down, because I had my chapter, because that was something that sorry, I'm getting emotional about it, but that was something that I was struggling with perfection. And what he told me was, you just have to trust me. You just have to trust me. That's why I had you write everything down. What was hindering you? The issue with you know, I mean, I'm gonna have you guys read the book. I don't want to, you know, talk about it and you guys not get the book, but all those issues that you wrote about, that's why I had you write about it, because it's your chapter. It's your chapter for that book. So the whole time, while I was worried about, you know, being, it has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. He was telling me to write those things down in order for me to heal from that, to heal from that. And as I wrote it, I created my chapter that would hopefully empower you women, because it was something that I struggled with for a long time. And he was just telling me, you know, Alesha, you don't have to be perfect. Just trust me. Just trust me. You step out, you just do what you do and let me handle the rest. And it taught me so much, because I think as women, we feel like we have to be super women. We have to do everything. We have to do everything perfectly. And you don't. You just have to trust him and take the first step, because there is no perfection. There is no perfect place for you to be. There's no perfect time for you for anything to happen. It's just the time that you take that first step, that leap of faith, and just do it, and he will take the rest. So it was really important to me that I shared that with you guys, because perfection, if I had stepped out 7 years ago without feeling like I needed everything had to be perfect, I can imagine where I could have been now if I would have just trusted him to take care of the rest. All I had to do was do the work. So I just want to empower women to not feel like everything has to be at a certain time in a certain place, because we keep waiting for it, is never going to happen, because there's never no particular moment. And even now, it's so funny, because even now, you know, as I still try to, you know, create these blog posts, sorry you guys, I didn't mean to get emotional on you, but as I try to create these blog posts and just try to motivate people, I still would say, you know, well, that's not going to touch anybody. Nobody else is dealing with that. And it's just in my head, just feeling as though I have to have the perfect words or the perfect subject or the perfect experience in order for somebody to resonate with it. And I think people actually resonate more with imperfections than they do perfection, because, you know, you learn more by, you know, looking at someone's transparency and someone's struggles and someone's experiences than you do from their perfection. So I hope you guys were empowered by my story. I hope you guys purchased the book. If you want to purchase from me, definitely go to my website, aleshashavon.com, and just click on the book tab, and you're able to purchase the book from my website. But I thank you guys for listening to my story. Again, I'm sorry for getting emotional on you guys, but as I was speaking, I just realized, you know, how good God is and how he just spoke to me and said, just do it. And I did it. Here I am, a part of a anthology. So I'll give it back to Tamika.
No, we're going to take this together. And you know what's so amazing is because all of us backstage, all of us were emotional. Like all of us we were feeling you. You know, we had folks in the comments, you know, I'm looking at Charron wiping her eyes. Like we've all dealt with that. And I'm such an ugly crier. So I really was holding it back. Like I am so.
I hope I wasn't ugly crying, my nose running and everything.
No, you're such a cutie patootie. Like, you know, I think you were the cutest ever. But what I loved is the fact that you said people resonate with our imperfections. And I agree with that. I mean, for me, I feel like as much as I tried to be perfect, you know, I didn't start touching people until I showed people it was okay to not be perfect. Wow. When did you realize that it was like, you know what? People are going to actually resonate with the real me.
I think when I started realizing those, like I was resonating with people who talked about their insecurities or their flaws and, you know, how they struggle. And it made me want to feel like, well, how did you overcome that? Like it made me follow more people to see how they overcame it. I mean, if you're perfect, what am I following you for? If you've already, you know, that's how I had to kind of look at it. Like, if you already have it, then, you know, what am I following? I mean, I follow people who inspire me. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're perfect. It's just, I like to see how they were able to overcome the things that they've dealt with. So.
And you're in pageantry, right? Like that's one of the things that we share is that we're in pageantry. So
Yes.
and another one of our authors, Heather, she and I, we've been pageant sisters for like, it's crazy when I say 20 years, but yeah, it's been like 20 years. And sometimes when you're in pageants, there are so many great benefits that come from it, like being very well spoken, knowing how to work a room, knowing how to command attention. But there's that part where you're judged on what you look like.
Mm-hmm.
How did that play into this need to feel perfect? Or did it play a part in it?
It may have. I mean, and for me too, I mean, being an African-American woman, I think I always felt like I had to be a little bit above the rest, or work a little bit extra harder to be noticed. And I think perfection was one of the things that may have played a role, because I felt like if I wasn't the perfect person, it would be harder for me to compete against the ones that I thought were perfect. So I felt like I had to be an overachiever in that aspect, because as a Black woman, I felt I had to work a little bit harder in that area.
And I don't know if you got this, but I know Heather and her mom, I just love Holly. But one of the things I got when I won my very first pageant, I entered into it late. I was 19 years old. And those of us that are chocolate, we have to work even harder. And I remember the comments that I would receive everywhere is, look at her with that beautiful dark skin. And at the time, I really, I took it almost like an attack, because I was like, why can't you just say, okay, you were the right woman. You're just a beautiful woman. It was always, look at that. Oh, that'll look good on her dark skin. Like, and that's how I used to feel. I mean, now I don't care. I'm like, yeah, baby, she's chocolate, And so you're right. Just that need to just be perfect. Well, thank you so much for being brave and courageous and sharing your story inside of I Am More Than Enough. And what I want everybody to understand is that all of the ladies tonight, they're sharing with you, but this is not their chapter. So please go ahead, support Alesha. Go to her website and you can order the book directly from her so that you can read her chapter, because I edited everything. Her chapter is nothing like what she spoke about, but man, thank you. Your display of emotion was beautiful. And, so many of us needed to see that, because striving for perfection, it takes a toll on us. Ebony, thank you so much. Ebony was cheering you on. Who is Ebony for you?
She's one of my prayer sisters. She's one of us.
Honey, Ebony was interceding on your behalf.
Thank you, Ebony.
We have Miss China that's here.
She's the one that told me, girl, what you doing? Why are you not getting this blog done?
Listen to that. I love it. I gotta bring this back up. Look, we love Cassandra, right? Cassandra was one of our ladies on the anthology, and Cassandra said that snot cry is real. That's the glory coming down. That's what it is. Ebony's saying, love you, girl. So Alesha, hang out for me in backstage, because I'll be bringing you back on in just a little while. So folks, listen, I told you that tonight was going to be great. It just gets better and better and better and better. I'm going to be bringing on my sister, boss babe, Charron Monaye. But first, Petty Patty recorded a message for y'all on Sunday. Y'all know how my Aunt Petty is. So we'll be bringing up Charron right after this.
How do I turn this thing? You can't see me. It's just gonna have to do like this. Hello, my babies, Minister Petty Patty here. Listen, I had to sneak Tamika's phone. Everybody's been asking for me. You've been sending me DMs. It goes down in the You've been sending me DMs on my Instagram, on my Facebook, and Tamika has shut them all down. She says that my messages are too toxic. Oh, but I got a fresh word for you on this fresh Sunday. And I'm going to say what thus saith the Lord. So while she's beating that mug of hers right now, I decided to give you what God, Shondo, you got to speak to it. And it'll stay. Shondo. And I got a word from the Lord. I want to encourage you. And I want to tell you to stop trying to convince people of your greatness. Some people are just going to have to miss out. And I completely understand that as fabulous as Minister Petty Patty is, it would be hard for you to believe that people have had to miss out on this. Oh, but yes, they have. I have naysayers and I have haters in my life. But I will no longer convince people that I'm great. I had one guy say to me one day, Patty, your hats are too big. And you take up too much space when you walk in a room. Well, I want to let you know that the word is sharper than any two-edged sword. So I hit him with the word and the love of God when I said to him, well, Cletus, your gums are big. They protrude out of your mouth. And that black tooth that's hanging down in the front of your mouth, it stinks. And it shifts the atmosphere. You stink. And when you walk into a building, it literally shifts the atmosphere. It's like when he walks into a building, you don't even have to know that he's there. It's like his breath signals a chain reaction, and it sucks out the H2O. It's not H2O, is it? It's CO2. Is that carbon dioxide? It sucks out the oxygen. Thank you, God. Thank you, Holy Ghost. It sucks out the oxygen, and it replaces it with poison. So your big gums and your black tooth stink. And I'm not going to convince you that I'm great. And I gotta go.
Well, y'all know why I took her phone away. Okay, because Aunt Patty she's always got something to say. I'm bringing Charron up here, and she told Charron, Aunt Patty told me she told me she recorded this. I didn't, you know. Sometimes you gotta let the older people have their say.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It was a hat for me when she kept pushing the hat back and speaking the word of God for it to stay. Yeah.
That's okay. Well, at the end of the day, her message, her heart was in the right place. You know, she wanted everybody to understand. Stop looking at other people to tell you that you're great. That's Aunt Petty, y'all. That's Aunt Petty. She wanted to make an appearance. So I decided to stop fighting over. So, Charron, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes.
Well, what I appreciate about you is that you know, like I said, I think probably backstage, you are a boss babe. Like you're actually somebody that mentors me. And it's amazing because I will say, I'm one of those folks that sometimes I have to remember that it's okay to ask for help. And as successful as you are in publishing, and I know we can't talk about it, but I mean, y'all, Ticky Poo has some major deals. We can't talk about it yet, but she's got some major stuff popping. Like God is doing, he's in his bag. And
yes.
And even though you have all of that, like you have been such an incredible sister and mentor even to me. And I appreciate you teaching this old lady some new tricks. So thank you so much. And the fact that you even were saying, yo, like me, let me get on that. And at first I was like, why? Like,
well, you know, I never can miss an opportunity for us to chit chat.
Yes.
Okay. Like we you know, Maryland got to meet Philly, you know, so whenever I get an opportunity to come on this stage, I'm like, wait, count me in. Hold on.
Now,
can't leave me out.
I'm gonna tell you when Charron and I first connected, I had just been in Philly for not too long and was kind of having some difficulty there, and she told me I was too soft. So y'all,
very.
I got
very, very. Very.
She was like, "Oh, you're from Maryland. Oh, okay, that's what it is." She was just, she was like, "Our people are angry. You're gonna have to."
Yes. Yeah, you got to get some tough skin, honey. Philly is just like New York. We concrete jungles. You can't come up there with the smile and the hat. No, child, that's been
too nice because I would be like, "Hi."
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Ain't nothing good about this morning. Don't do that.
You see how my head? You see how I went from this? Hey, how you doing? What's up? Like, I learned to stop saying hello to people.
Yeah, don't do it.
All right. So,
don't do it.
Charron, your chapter that you contributed in the book, you really did speak to the women in us who have to battle it all. Like, you are a mom, you know, spent a lot of years as a single mother. You have reared a child who is serving this country. you know, in the military, but you also are in corporate America, and you run multiple empires. And so I was really honored that you did offer, you know, some insight into all of that. And so tonight, I'm really excited about your topic. You're talking about don't bury your dream before your death. Oh my God. Y'all get ready. Get ready. Here is Charron Monaye.
All righty. So again, I am Charron Monaye. I am a writer. I am a playwright. I am also a best-selling author. This makes my 21st best-selling book. I've been in this game for almost 30 years as an author, as a writer. So when as a writer, whenever you see an opportunity to write, you jump in. And I'm just honored that, Tamika said yes to me, because I know one thing about, sometimes when you have books coming out, some people don't want the more experience with the new, but Tamika was just like, no, let's go. You're my girl. So I'm honored that she let this old trout be a part of her first project. And I'm totally excited and happy, and congratulations to you, Tamika, on this honor. To even doing this co-author book and the success that this is bringing you as well. So my talk tonight, don't bury your dreams before your death. Which when I sent that to her, and it's kind of a shoot off of my topic, which is the graveyard is the richest place on earth. I just kind of flipped it. So I kept it, to dreams and death. Because when we as women think about our lives and our dreams and our hopes and our, purpose and our passions and all of this stuff that we want to do, we tend to bury it. Because naturally, us women, we're nurturers. We put everybody before us. And I can speak for myself, because I know everybody probably don't have this problem on here. But speaking for Charron has put herself last for many years, as far as things that I wanted to pursue or things that I wanted to achieve, or things of me, things that I wanted to do that was connected to either my purpose or my passion, or just things that Charron wanted to do. Because once you become a wife or a fiance or a girlfriend or a mother, you start losing pieces of yourself, because now you have to replace that to fulfill what everybody else expects and wants from you. I am a mother that my children expect certain things that mommy needs to do. So therefore, Charron has to take a step back so she can fulfill her responsibility as a mother. When I was married, I had to be the wife and the support and the guidance and the love for my husband. So therefore, Charron had to take a step back. And as I kept taking steps back, even in those two roles, and then being a daughter, I'm almost 50. I know I don't look it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. But even as a daughter, there are still things that my mother expects for me to do. When she calls, she expects for me to answer. So therefore, Charron has to take a step back. But as we continue to take steps back, our dreams get buried deeper and deeper and deeper. That sometimes some of us never fully get back on the right path to start pursuing it, or because we're so used to taking care of everybody else that we don't even know how to even put us back in the driver's seat to uplift our own selves. So when it comes to don't bury your dreams before your death, it's time for you to do you. That's ultimately what I'm encouraging everybody on this call, and what I had to encourage myself. Because at the end of the day, even though, yes, I have multiple businesses, I have multiple empires, I won multiple awards, I've been on multiple red carpets, but to be honest with you, a lot of what I've done in my career as a writer, as an author, as a playwright, as a filmmaker, is simply because it was income for me to be a mother. It very seldomly was it something that Charron wanted to do. It was how I raised my children. It was how I gave them the life that I didn't have. So even in me, building everything, it still had an ultimate purpose of providing for someone else. So now in 2019, I relocated to Florida. I now live in Florida. I'm originally born and raised in Philadelphia, but I decided, well, I really didn't decide. My job decided for me, but they gave me an opportunity to come to Florida for a promotion. So I came to Florida, which was a decision of my own. The start of me, living in not necessarily my dreams, but finding my purpose, finding who Charron is again. How many on this call can actually say they know who they are? Not they know what, responsibilities they serve. But can you honestly say, I know who I am? This is me, without you having to say, I'm a mother, I'm an employee, I'm a this, I'm a this. No, take off the hats. Who are you naked? And a lot of us don't know how to answer that. And so in 2019, I finally walked in, who is Charron? And when my oldest son went away to the military, I was like, okay, the mommy head is getting shorter. You only have one child. And now I'm starting to really get serious about, okay, Charron, now it's time for you to start finding who you are, so you can live out your true dreams, not the dreams that are paying bills for you to be a mother or for you to be a wife, again, eventually, or for you to be a fiance or for you to be a daughter, for you to be you. It's time for us to get back to who we are, who God made us to be, who we are ordained to be, and actually why we're even here. Everybody is born for a reason with a purpose. And most of us will not find out what that is. A lot of that will go right to the grave with us because we're so laser focused on being there for everyone, doing everything for everybody. So tonight, I encourage you, do not bury your dreams before you are buried yourself. It is time for you to open up that dream, that casket that you have all those dreams in, that you have all those hopes in, that you have all those wishes in, that you have all those desires in. Open it up. Give yourself a try. You see a lot of people on social media like, girl, bet on yourself. Investing, do it. Do it. Like you invest and bet on everybody else. Why aren't you important enough to do it for yourself? So invest in you, bet on you, try on you. If you dream to be an actress, go to an audition. Take an acting class. If you dream to be a writer, call Tamika or myself. If you dream to be a painter, well, don't call me for painting because it will not look like Picasso. But go to the Art Institute. There is so much out here that you can do. You need to put you back in the forefront. Because when everybody else that you're serving go on about their lives, who are you? Who is left standing? Do you even know? And most of us don't. So open up your casket, get all of those dreams and all of that stuff that you've been burying over the years and give yourself a try. Yes, it may be hard. Yes, it may be frustrating. Yes, you may not have enough money, but I guarantee you there's somebody that'll be willing to give you a payment plan. Anything worth having, you got to work for it. Okay, like nothing's easy. And just because, okay, when I think I'm a little older, is my time up? Nope. No, not at all. The older lady that played in Black Panther, she was 80 some odd years old. That was her first acting role. And she told herself, before I pass away, I'm going to star in the movie. Who would have thought that she would have played in Black Panther? You have to go after the things that you want to go after. Yes, it's okay to serve, but you matter too. So definitely, I just want to, encourage you to get it done. Nobody is going to do this. The graveyard is the richest place on earth. Why? Because all of the talent, all of the skills, all of the dreams, all of the millionaires that could have been millionaires but never became millionaires is in their caskets with stuff untapped. With stuff untapped. Just think of that. Would you be okay if God took you today, Have you lived the life you wanted? Have you received the things you desire? Have you, have you woken up to the things you've prayed for? Have you even tried to? Or are you praying and focusing on other people? Have you really received what you've been praying for? Have you worked for it? Have you called for it? Are you asking help for it? Have you getting training for it? You have to put the first foot forward. Do not bury your dreams before you bury yourself. I don't want to see another graveyard that's rich again. Because I'm using all of my talents. I'm using all of my gifts. I'm using all of my abilities before I leave. Just like, God rest her soul, Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson owes us nothing. She used every ounce of her life, from things that she didn't think she was going to do to things that she knew she was going to do. And she ended it by leaving her legacy in a book. What are you leaving us on earth? Because I don't want nobody taking anything with them. Your casket should be empty and at rest, and we are able to share with what you left us for years to come. Okay, so in my conclusion, starting today, tap it, go look at that casket, go open it up, go find a key, or go create another one, because I know some of us, we done threw the key away, we don't even know where the key is. So go get you a locksmith, go open up that casket, and go start fulfilling those dreams. Do not take anything with you when you leave this earth. Thank you guys so much. I can't hear you.
I'm over here going, girl. Yes, I feel the comments and things like that. Dinah says, you are speaking a word. You are awesome, Charron.
Thank you.
Charron. Ty says, thanks, Charron. Heather is giving all of the fire signs. This word really resonated with so many of us on tonight, because I know we've heard the phrase before, but that thing struck me tonight when you said the graveyard is the richest place on earth.
It is. Think about it. You have so many people in there with dreams that they never achieved.
Yes. And and like with Cicely, like you said, she owes us nothing. She left this earth empty. What is something that you're wanting to accomplish before your time were to be up? Because listen, like I said, there's so many things that are coming down the pipeline that people don't even realize. But I know that's not even tipping the iceberg for you. So what's one thing that is like, hey, we got to make sure that this happens?
So the one thing that I have to make sure that happens before I leave is actually what I'm doing is writing my first feature film that's going to be produced and premiered across the world. I've done everything else. That's the only thing that I have not done, is to see my name on a big screen or on TV. And now I get the opportunity. I've written books. I've done play. Literally, my legacy is here. Once you write a book, your legacy is stamped.
Absolutely.
That's it. And I'm working on my 21st book. So
listen, I gotta say, I'm putting it out. When the movie's released and all that stuff, like I need to be definitely have an exclusive. Like, so that's so important. That's so important. So Dr. Charron Monaye.
Yes, this is
Thank
she.
you so much for spending some moments with us. If you could hang out with us so that I can bring us all on together at the end and we can give some encouraging words, that would be so dope. I would really appreciate that.
That's not a problem. 1 second. Here go me being mom to Tamika now. Did anyone have any questions that they wanted to ask me? Because I'm looking at a lot of comments, and something in my spirit is saying that somebody needs to either ask you something or say something to you. Because with certain topics, people, it hits deeper for certain people. And I want to make sure that whoever needs either, a piece of advice from me or have a question for me, that I answer you.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, as a woman, this part is hard. We don't know how to take a step back, and we don't even recognize ourselves. That's why a lot of us, we put makeup on or we put hats on because we don't know the bare truth of who we are.
Yeah.
So is there anybody who has a question or need a piece of advice or want to know how I did it before I come off? I'm learning this now. Okay. Yeah, you have to. You have to. It's hard. It took me 39 years to realize that I was somebody, or that I mattered, or that I wasn't just a mom or a girlfriend or a daughter or a sister or a sorority sister or a writer. Those are titles. That's not who I am. That's what I do. So when we remove ourselves from the titles, that's when you get back to that Eve. Who is your Eve?
Mm-hmm.
Who is your Eve with nothing? So I want you keep learning, keep building on that, and connect with me. You know, if you want to talk, what would you say was your first step? Believing in myself, being able to look myself in the mirror. Because a lot of times I would go in the bathroom, wash my hands, take a shower, brush my teeth. I would never look up. My hair would always stay down, doing whatever it is I needed to do. I would never address me. So that was my first step, is addressing me first. Being able to look me in the face and be like, girl, you one bad chick. And I didn't say chick, I'm from Philly. But I'll say that here because we amongst Christians.
Thank you.
Like, I'm going to keep it real. Like, I had to get real with me. That was my very first step, was being able to look at me and start being my own cheerleader. Then as I kept progressing in my own self-love and my own self-acknowledgement, then I was able to say, okay, what do you want to do? What's your favorite food? I know your kids like this, but what do you like? I started paying more attention to me because I first saw me. You can't focus on what you don't see. So that was my first step. That was my very first step.
I have a hard time believing in me putting everything and everyone first and neglecting me. And I think that's definitely been something that I had to do. And I personally had to learn that if I'm not happy, I can't be anything to anybody. Right. Everything falls apart when
But you know the flip side of that is sometimes we focus our attention on everybody so we don't have to focus our attention on ourselves.
Come on.
Sometimes we focus on, that's our scapegoat, to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to focus on y'all because I don't want to face my own reality. So I need you to be okay with facing your reality. Stop using everybody else for an scapegoat. And that was my second thing, is stop focusing on my titles. I'm like, my kids gonna be good. They got the values and the boundaries. If they need me, they just call me. But I don't have to give them so much attention that I'm losing me. So you have to get back to the center. If you're not right, everybody else around you is not right. And we don't want to make everybody else better. And we sitting here with nothing. It's just like a glass of water. You pouring into everybody, your cup is empty. Who fills you back up when you're Mrs. Strong? So no, you have to take ownership of you. If your cup is empty, you can't serve.
LaWanda said, describe oppositions that you've had.
She said what? You broke.
She said, describe oppositions that you've had.
Money, number one. Money, number one.
But how about even the fear of money?
The fear of money.
I was afraid to step out because I was afraid of having lack of money. So sometimes the fear that you won't even have what you need has been fearful for me.
But my fear left me when I really got into the word. Because you can't have fear and faith at the same time. I can't walk out on faith and fear that something's going to go wrong at the same time. You can't serve two masters. Which one do you want? Because whatever you fear is going to come to pass. Whatever you say and manifest is what's going to be the problem. So at first, fear is what kept me in my bubble. But when Charron started realizing who she is, then faith became the walk. That's how I was able to move to Florida with me and my son. I have no family here. No, I literally came here and started over with a job and my son. That's all I have here. And I've been here better than out here. I am better here than I was in Philadelphia. But that was faith. I had a coworker who actually planned my whole where I was going to stay, my apartment. She got everything set for me. I did not come here once to visit before I moved here. That was faith. I could have came down here and she could have put me in the shack. I wouldn't have known. So you can't have fear and faith. So my biggest opposition prior to was fear. But in my faith, I can't say I have any opposition because before I move, this is my recipe now. Before I move on anything, I pray. I don't do nothing until God gives me an answer. I take me out. So I'm not sitting here like, okay, it's my time to shine. Oh no, I shine when God tells me to. I pray on it and I walk away from it. If it's his will, it'll happen. And by God, like I said, I am doing better here than I did at home.
That's it. I love it. All right, folks, I'll take one more. If there are any questions, because if you do have more,
I knew it was something in my spirit that y'all needed some help with this.
Yes. If you have questions, I want you guys to be able to have as much time as you need. Yes. So much rich work. And that's what this was all about. 5 days of self-love, getting that love and being loved on by, the authors that are part of this project, So this has been good. Charron, thank you. Please hang out because I'm sure there's going to be more questions as we go along. So listen, all the way from Japan, honey, all the way from Japan. Well, I guess technically you would say, well, let me just bring her on. I guess you would say from Jamaica. How do they say that? Where they're like, I don't know what I'm saying. Originally from Jamaica.
Yeah, I think I know what you're trying to say, like by way of Jamaica, currently in Japan or something like that.
You better say it. You look so beautiful.
Thank you.
I am so loving this look right now. Like, what are you saying to me? You look so beautiful tonight. Listen, I was so excited when you wanted to be part of this project and just super hype about the fact that, man, we really are totally international. And, one of the things was Heather and I, we were sitting on the phone crying, behind the scenes where we were just like, man, God is just pulling us all together. We were excited about having different races, different age groups that were together. We're all coming from different parts of the United States and then coming from different parts of the world. And this is exactly what this was supposed to be about. Listen, everybody's commenting on how beautiful you look. I want to give everybody an opportunity to just do that, y'all. Because listen, when she jumped on here tonight, I was like, yo, like, what is really going on?
Thank you.
What is really going on? I said, oh, let me go change my clothes. I didn't have time though. I didn't have time to change my clothes. But you look absolutely beautiful, darling. So listen, tonight you're gonna be talking to us about
Sarah for my earrings. Sarah Co for earrings. Shout out.
Earrings. Where is she based out of?
She's gonna be in Jamaica now because she's moving from. It's my friend Danielle, so she designs these and makes these for me. So shout out to my girl.
Listen, ma'am, I need to get some. Yeah, Danny, please. I need you to type your information because they are gorgeous. I was gonna ask you when we were done. Where you got your earrings from, but I definitely want some. So Danny, I need to have some information so we can order some earrings from you. Okay. So we're talking about feelings are not facts.
Hallelujah.
Woo. All right. You ready? I think To say. Yeah, you got something to say. All right, everybody, I present to you KL Clare with Feelings Are Not Facts.
Hi, everyone. Tamika, thank you so much for having me. Once again, I'm KL Clare, a Jamaican currently living in Japan. It's my pleasure to be here and to talk to you today about feelings not being facts, right? So, first of all, this came out of me writing the chapter. It was born out of me writing the chapter in the anthology, I Am More Than Enough. And if you haven't grabbed your copy yet, now would be a good time to go and get it. So, my name is Claire, as you can see, and I have a thing rather, my little Jamaican came out there, a little thing for definition. So we're gonna start off by looking at what feelings are. I have a thing for clarity. I love, things being clear. So feelings are, our emotional states of being. So it's classified as our emotional states of being. And that's like a loose definition. Our ideas can also be thought of as our feelings, and these feelings normally surface based on what we're currently experiencing or things that we have experienced in the past. Now, we need to understand that just because we're experiencing something and going through something, or whether feelings are a particular feeling, it does not automatically mean that these are true, that these are facts. Speaking of definitions, again, let's look at what facts are. So facts are things that are known or proven to be true. And although some of our feelings can ultimately be known and proven to be true, they still don't always turn out to be factual. So I'm going to give you a personal experience that I had in my late 20s. So someone very important to me once said to me that if everyone has a problem with you, you are the problem. No, first of all, that is an absolute statement. It is quite unlikely, and it's not my truth. Because if you really think about it, at no point in time in my life, no one point in time, was every single person having a problem with me. Not every single person. So that's not factual, right? But somehow this statement broke me down no less. Like, who wants to be a problem, especially when you're having issues with people all the time? So it sent me into a very deep and unhealthy reflection, and my emotional state of being became very distorted, right? So my feelings were all over the place and I wasn't functioning properly. I started feeling like I was a walking, talking, living, breathing problem, just a big ball of problem walking around. And the funny thing is, when you are in a negative mindset, or if you are in a negative space, it breeds more negativity. So if you start thinking that you are a problem, it's kind of self-fulfilling prophecy, and you end up becoming a problem. That is what happened with me. I started becoming a problem. So after a long time, I came to the realization that I may have found myself in a series of disagreements or some issues with different individuals, not because I was the walking, talking, living, breathing problem, but more because I felt like I had to defend myself in every single situation. I had to defend myself. That's the feeling I had. But that's not true. Sometimes we ought to allow people to think what they want to think and say what they want to say. That is their prerogative, and me not paying attention to that is mine. So mind you, it's very easy to say this, but it's not always the easiest thing to do. But trust me, it is not impossible. So I slowly started to understand that had I not allowed myself to be led by my emotional state of being and the distorted way that I saw myself, then I would not have found myself in some of these toxic situations. So with that said, I would like to leave you with a few what I would like to call mental nitbits, right? So the first one, number one, just because your feelings have been activated, right? Just because your feelings have been activated, be it a negative activation or a positive activation, does not automatically make it a fact, right? It doesn't mean it is true. Honestly, evaluate the situation that brought on this particular emotion or this particular feeling and look at who you are on the inside. Look at yourself as a core part of who you are and hold on to that, right? Hold on to that. Know that what you are and who you are at your core is the truth. And remember, I said you must do this honestly. Do not lie to yourself. The second thing is another person's feelings about you still does not make it a fact, right? You are the person who truly knows who you are, and no one else is going to be able to tell who you are, right? Their observation should not be able to cause you to look at yourself in a different way, because their observation is skewed, right? Because it is limited. Their perspective is limited. They don't know the full situation. You still should look, or I would encourage us to look look at yourself mirrored against their observation, right? So look at yourself mirrored against their observation and then think about what is true. Mind you, the truth can sometimes be ugly. Their observation about you might be a negative thing, something that you don't like. But being aware of this thing, this truth, whatever it is, be it positive or negative, especially if it is a negative truth, being aware of it is the biggest thing. Because when you become aware of it, you are now aware, you begin to now process, okay, how can I change this thing? How can I adjust this mindset? How can I be a different person? Because you have become aware of the issue that you're having, right? And finally, own your emotions. Don't let them own you. So it's okay, it is completely okay to feel your feelings. And sometimes when you're in that that hot feeling, you want to just lash out. So yes, sometimes it is okay, not always, it's not always okay to voice the effects of those feelings. Sometimes it is absolutely necessary, not just okay, but necessary to voice the way these things or how this person has interacted with you, has affected you, right? So you have to voice these effects. But you have to always think, when you become emotional, it is important to step back, right? Stop. Feel the emotion. Allow yourself to feel it. Then you are now going to start thinking, why am I feeling this way? How would I really like to react to this situation based on how I am feeling? That does not cause harm. So if you feel the need to react to the situation, or you feel the need to say something to the person about it, you must think of a way to do this without causing harm. And we all know, I'm not talking about like just fighting, but emotional harm. You don't want to hurt the person's feelings when you're expressing yourself and your emotions. So I still work on these nitbits every day. I have not mastered them, but ultimately I used Philippians 4 verse 8 as a guide to help me, right? Whatsoever things are true, honest, pure, just, lovely, and of good report, we are to think and focus on these things. Not only about others, but also about ourselves, right? Because that is how we're going to be able to positively impact the lives of others and help women to understand, or help people to understand where we are coming from, and that will foster good communication between individuals. Thank you so much, so much, so much for listening to me. Thank you so much, Tamika, for having me on this platform. I am so happy that I got an opportunity to share. Guys, please, I would love to hear and read all your comments and everything. Please jump over on my IG at Clarity, KLLARITY. And of course, my website, klclear.net, to get the copy of your book, right? It's been a pleasure. I've loved this journey, Tamika. Thank you so much, so much. Much love and blessings. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Listen, I'm trying
Over
to tell
to you, Tamika.
tonight over and out. I love it. You know, tonight has been such a blessing. You know, we started off with talking about overcoming perfection, and we talked about once we do that, not allowing our dreams to die. And then you're rounding things out and you're letting us know, listen, don't get in your feelings. Don't get in your feelings, because when you're in your feelings, that's just a skewed view of reality. And I feel like you mentioned it, but just in case somebody in the back of the room needed to hear it, how do you calm those feelings down now? Because one of the things I've noticed is like things that I've healed from, you can heal from something and the enemy will still try to bring that back to you as a vice, right? Because that's a vulnerability. So what is it that you do if you ever find your feelings begin to override what is actually reality? Can you hear me?
I think you're cutting out.
Okay, you got me? Can you hear me now?
Tamika, are you there? Oh.
Okay, so
it's okay. Hello, Tamika, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you in the back room because I'm getting ready to bring everybody out. But I'm gonna tell you what I'm excited about is the fact that we didn't start having these technical issues until she got through what she had to say. Because that was some good word, wasn't that? That was some good word. Ebony says it was awesome. Ty says, yes, he'll try. You know, the enemy definitely will try to bring things our way. So listen, I'm getting ready to bring all three ladies on, back on. And this is what I need for you to do. If you have questions or comments, this is definitely the time to do it, because I'm only going to keep them for probably another 15 minutes. And there is always a slight delay when we're on here speaking. So, all right, I'm going to be bringing the ladies on right after this, because this is a question that I have for them. And here we go.
Doctor, my feet appear to be a little bit ashy. I would like for you to go and get some Vaseline and rub it betwixt my toes. Yes. Yes, you. It is a blessing and a foretaste to serve the Queen Mother. Don't feel like walking. Servants! I don't feel like walking. Come in here and walk for me. Somebody be my feet.
Okay. So, Charron, stop your head at me.
Tamika, I'm sorry. I didn't hear. Did you ask me a question when we were talking? Because I didn't hear anything. All of it broke up.
It's totally cool. It's okay. I basically kind of made a statement and we were just bringing it all back around. No big deal.
Okay.
No big deal. I do want to just let you know, Thalana Carey said, great word. Loved, there's Thalana's comment. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, here we go. There you go. Made it here. Hey, boo, how you doing? Oh, you got y'all were laughing at me. Is that what was going on? Listen. I've been watching The Crown, and so my poor children have had to deal with the fact that I just feel like I'm the queen. So, my question: we're talking about being more than enough. So, I want to know: is it possible to think too highly of yourself? Alesha, we'll start with you. Is that possible to, like, you know, because we're talking about being more than enough. And so now that you feel like you're enough, you feel like you're more than enough. Is it possible to get above yourself? I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I would say yes, there is a possibility to be a little bit too much, I would say. I mean, we always have to be at a place of humility, I think. in order to either receive and to grow and to be better. I don't think there's ever like a point that you reach to where you're just like the stuff, but you are the stuff, not necessarily like to where you can't be touched, if that makes sense. I think there has to be some type of humility to where you're still able to grow. If you think that you're there, you're not going to be able to soak in any other type of information to help you be better. So,
well, I just wanted somebody to be my feet. Charron, is it possible to be too puffed up? Because listen, there comes a point when you are so sick and tired of being a doormat to everybody.
yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, because I've been there before, where I'm like, honey, please, you can't tell me, you know. And listen, the kids don't have this, Charron. They don't have this either. They don't have that neck roll.
Oh, they don't have that neck roll.
Alesha, did you ever do the neck roll?
Yes, but you know, I was kind of little, so if I did, I probably got, you know, snapped back into place because I was never, when it was out, I wasn't old enough to really do that. I mean, I do it to my kids now, but
well, let
when I was
me see.
younger,
We got to see if you got it properly. Because really, if you got the right neck roll, oh, okay, you know what you're doing. Okay, Charron, she got it. She got it. Charron, is it just me? Did you ever used to stand in front of the mirror and be like, let me tell you something? You not, you know.
I did. I practiced.
Yeah.
I practiced.
Hey, listen.
I did.
Utmost importance. Charron, is it possible to get too puffed up about yourself in this process of self-discovery and loving ourselves and all of that great stuff?
There is. Because, I mean, you have a lot of women who do. That's where the cockiness and the overconfidence and you feeling like you don't have to pay for help or, you know, you feel as though this is beneath you. And, I mean, yeah, you have some people, but should we? No, because you need to think realistic. You can never be too... Nobody will, I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody, but the average person will never like reach that potential where you need someone to get your feet. Like, come on. I'm just no. No. I mean, if your coins is there and you paying for the service, then look, honey, I ain't mad at you. Have them come get you from the car. You never have to touch the ground. But
carry me on your shoulders.
See, I'm just saying, if you can pay for the service, see, if you can pay for it, I ain't mad at you. But for the everyday person, you need to stay humble because as soon as you think you've arrived, you will be reminded and fall.
Yes.
I'm so connected.
No, you're fine. So KL, Claire, tell us, is there ever a moment where we're just too much in our self-discovery and all that stuff?
In terms of your self-discovery, I can't think you can ever be too much in terms of self-discovery because I guess you have to, I think it's a process of going through. When you come out and you're like, ba ba boom, you might think inside, wait a minute, that's kind of not me. I probably don't want to do that. So I think in learning about yourself and knowing who you are, you have to do a lot of different things. You have to, maybe if you try the little quiet thing, and you try to be really quiet and it's hard for you to be quiet, you can't, then you know that's not for you. But maybe if you start being really, hey girl, what, hey, and you start going real ham, then people might be like, you might be like, I don't think I like that version of myself either. So in terms of self-discovery, I think you have to try a lot of different things. It's like if you like a particular seasoning, or if you love to cook, and you have to try a lot of different things, and you taste this and you're like, no, I don't like the way that tastes. Let me try this. I don't like the way that one tastes, until you find the thing that's right for you. So in self-discovery, no, you can never be too much because you have to find out what works for you and what makes you the best version of yourself. Going out there now and trying to force yourself on other people, no, that's a completely different thing. Because just because you like being loud doesn't mean it's appropriate to be loud in every single situation. So you need to read the room and be able to kind of be a chameleon, change up your colors here and there, be flexible. So you can, work, and you can that way you'll be able to blend in with a lot of different kinds of people and you'll be able to work with a lot of different types of personalities. Yeah.
So you guys let me know what is next for everybody. What's going on? What's next for everyone? Folks, this is the time for you to put down your question. You got a question or if you have a question or a comment, this is the time to get that out. We're rolling out of here. So
Well,
what's next for everybody, Charron?
I am working on a book right now. So I noticed in Christendom we don't have a lot of love stories out there. So I'm working on a Christian love story right now. And I also do a blog on you can find it on my site, klclear.net, where I talk about singleness, being saved and celibate. And I'm also living in Japan I'm an expat here. I've been here for about 5 years. I'm also going to be starting a new blog, doing some food stuff, because I love to eat and I love to cook. So I want to do a little blog, eating different types of Japanese food and reviewing restaurants and stuff like that. So that's coming up in a few short weeks. So that's kind of what I've got going on. I'm excited to see
yummy. Charron, what's next for you? We kind of tapped on it, but what's next for you?
So I'm working on my children's book series. Well, it's Michelle, which is my middle name. I just pretty much made my alter ego into a whole children's book phenomenon. And girl, let me tell you, so Michelle just got her a new beach towel set. So now the kids will have the beach towel. And then she got a book bag. Michelle is just like all this from a children's book. I did one children's book, and now Michelle has the girls' book bag. She got the beach towels. We have 5 more books coming out on the Michelle series. So I'm having a ball in my children's side of the world. I'm writing the script for my first feature film. I'm also a book publisher. I have 33 books that are coming that I'm publishing for other people this year. I'm ghostwriting books. I'm just gonna be all over the place. I need COVID to like die down. I need y'all to wear your mask and drink your water, so I can get back on my planes, because I have stuff to do in LA. I have stuff to do in New York. I have stuff to do in Paris, and y'all not wearing your mask and drinking your water is really in my way.
Listen, but I knew that was coming out. That's part of your profession.
Yeah. I need people to wear their mask and drink their water. You're slowing me. Like, we got stuff to do. Y'all slowing me down out here, still listening to people in past administrations. I need you to wear your mask and drink your water so I can purchase my flight.
Oh, Lord.
Alesha, Charron, y'all don't understand. Every interview, Charron is telling somebody that they need to wear their mask. Like it's part of what she does. And now she's in this big, huge administrative role, y'all. Like, they made her top dog. Why did they do that?
Yes, I work for the federal government, and yes, I got a nice promotion. So maybe I'm feeling myself. Maybe somebody needs to grab my feet, because I need people to wear their mask and drink their water. Okay.
Y'all, she's the Olivia Pope of mask wearing now. Like, they put her up like she's on the throne of Florida at this moment. So
I'm on the throne of the federal government. I have a one-way line into Biden, and that's why we're working so hard to get this COVID done. Okay,
yeah, we're over it. We're over it. Absolutely. Yes. Alesha, what's next for you, boo?
Good question. I'm definitely trying to get this blog thing rolling. I think I've been pretty good at being consistent and just researching more about being a content influencer, all that type of stuff. Right now, I currently have a corporate 9-to-5 job that I'm not too happy with. So I think this was like a very big eye opener for me. It opened my eyes to a lot of possibilities for myself. I love what she was saying about, not burying your dreams. I feel like that's something I did for too long. So I'm just kind of tapping into like what I feel my gift is. And I was a part of a young adult ministry in my church. We have to do like the gift test. And my gift test said that I was an educator or a teacher. So I'm trying to like tap into that to see where that's coming from and see how I can just utilize that to just create a dream for myself and create a job that I will enjoy instead of having to work for the people and the men, because it's very draining.
So this is what I want you to do before we let it go tonight. Can you please let everybody know how they can connect with you and how they can purchase a copy of the book from you?
Oh yeah, so to purchase the book, go to www.aleshachavon.com. You can purchase the book there. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at the Book of Alesha, Alesha is how you spell my name. And I also have a Facebook page, also the Book of Alesha, on Facebook.
The Book of Alesha. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Clare.
Yes.
I'm going to give you the opportunity before we rock out of here. Let us know how we can stay connected to you, how we can purchase a copy of the paperback book from you.
All right. So please head on over to klclaire.net. You just click that pre-order button and get the books coming out. And please follow me on IG at Clarity, KLLARITY.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay.
My blog is on there too. Please subscribe to my blog, Single Saved Celibate, and the Gaijin Foodie is coming out soon.
Oh man, I'm excited about that. You need to make sure that I know all about that. Charron, we're calling you back to the stage. I want to give you the opportunity to let people know how they can stay connected to you.
You can go to my website, which is on screen here. You are a beautiful tech. I just want to applaud you, honey, for maintaining the boards and everything. Yes, you wear many hats. You can go to my website, it's charronmonaye.com or penlegacy.com, or you can follow me here. I was writing in the group. I like to be kind of all over the place. You can connect to me on Facebook. If you want to purchase the book from me, DM me, because people who are purchasing this book is getting a free gift.
Well, listen, ladies, this has been a beautiful night. This has definitely been a beautiful night. I've enjoyed all of you. We've been together now almost an hour and 30 minutes, and I'm going to tell you, so many folks have left some little comments. Dinosaur, ladies, for the amazing inspirational messages. May God continue to bless you all. Many blessings to you all. We have Ebony that says, this was great. I will definitely be purchasing the book to support my sisters in Christ. Thank you for inspiring me. Alesha, and I just got to show this because at one point, all the comments are coming in. Ebony was like, Alesha!
Thank you.
Then we
Those
have
my prayer sisters.
Yes, EJ Dub says she's pretty amazing. I had no. Oh, wait a minute, Clare. I need you to read this because I just read this from EJ Dub and it just made me turn into a whole other person.
She is pretty amazing. I had no idea of how much of a powerhouse Tamika is. Thank you all so much. This was a treat. Go girl. Come on, Queen. Come on, Queen.
Oh my goodness. Somebody be like crying. I just appreciate it so much. Thalana says, thank you, EJ. Thalana says, beautiful night. Bless you all. Yes, and Thalana, again, you guys connect with her. Because if you did miss it, once the replay is available, go back, watch the video where we started. Y'all, wasn't it a perfect song for tonight? Dear me.
That was good.
Beautiful.
Perfect song for tonight. The perfect song. So connect with Thalana by going to thalanacarey.com. All right. Okay. Let's more people are coming in. Denise says, awesome job, ladies. Very inspirational. We got some hand claps from Cassandra, from Robin. Well, Ty says, I enjoyed y'all. Love y'all. Ebony, thank you so much. Thank you. Listen, I'm not going to make somebody else be my teeth and my voice tonight because y'all are just, y'all
Tamika, God is using you in a mighty way. God bless you.
Like, why is Charron? Please don't encourage her. We over Tamika tonight.
Exactly. Yeah, let's stop.
Yes. Well, listen. I just want to let everybody know that we are going to be here same time, same place on tomorrow. Listen, tomorrow we are going to have, I'm not sure who I have tomorrow. Tomorrow, I know I have Ty Bolden. We have Radia Renee. Somebody help me, because it escaped me with all of this great chatter that we had going on. All right. So we have Ty, we have, somebody help me. Who's on tomorrow? Ty, Radia, is it Heather? Listen, be here tomorrow. Same time, same place. We're going to have some really great music for you. And listen, you guys, you already know what it is. You can probably say it yourself. Remember that I love you. You were created to make God famous, and y'all have a blessed night.